All right.
Harwich Mariners to Stony Brook Field.
Hang on, let me test something real quick.
The Harwich Mariners, the Cape Cod Baseball League, and the XCAA promote good sportsmanship.
What are you doing?
I'm
away from the batting cages and out of the bullpen area.
Clear skies over Stony Brook Field as we bring you more Cape Cod League baseball on the radio. My name's Carson Trail along with Devin Dobick and producer Dave Roberts. An evening matchup between the Brewster Whitecaps as they host the Harwich Mariners. Harwich coming off their first win in 10 games. Still struggling in the month of July and trying to get things turned around against a team that got their 9-game losing streak started in the first place. Third matchup of the year after they played back-to-back games of the 3rd and 4th of July. The Whitecaps hosting the Mariners for the second time.
Yeah, and these games are always exciting, Carson. I mean, we just look at the offense from those 2 games over the 4th of July stretch. I mean, a 13-2 victory for the Mariners at Stony Brook Field. And then after that, the Harwich Mariners just completely fell apart. A 10-5 loss on the 4th of July. And you know what? It's going to be a game with a lot of offense. 28 hits in Game 2, which was on the 4th of July between these two clubs. And the walks were also a very prominent feature. So we'll see if they're up to the task here tonight against a Brewster team who currently leads them by a game and a half in the Cape Cod East Division. And, you know, only 3 games left, including tonight against the Brewster Whitecaps. So every one matters so much. And we'll see if Harwich can get a much-needed one to string back-to-back wins together.
It was a balanced victory over Bourne 2 nights ago at Doran Park. The Mariners pitching staff took a shutout into the 9th inning with 2 outs before the Braves finally got one across against Jack Bowery. Other than that, Olin Johnson was fantastic, and Jake Hilton in his Cape League debut was dominant through 3 innings, striking out 5. On the offensive side of things, Cade Kurland and Jake Ogden each hit home runs. A pretty balanced approach for the Mariners as they come in to Brewster tonight.
Yeah, it's weird. They've been losing these heartbreakers and, you know, putting up decent run support and still finding ways to lose. This time they put up 4 runs, and that's all it took against a Bourne team who's been really on the up and up since the last time Harwich faced them prior to that. So to see them finally eke out a win, you know, it had to feel good. And then you had the off day yesterday, so, you know, you send the good vibes into that off day, and now here tonight you got a good contest. It's a warm one. Close it in on 90 degrees here at Stony Brook Field, but a game that both these teams need very badly, and only 15 games left in the Cape Cod League season. With the All-Star break coming up, everyone counts so much more, as I've already said, and we're looking forward to a good one.
Already coming up on the end of the season, and we have an outstanding matchup. First on the mound. For the Mariners, it's Andrew Evans, the 6'5", 230-pound right-hander out of Kansas State. His first start of the year, despite totaling a 6 ERA across his prior appearances of the campaign. His last outing was 3 scoreless innings against Chatham, so he is certainly entering on a strong note after turning in easily his best performance as a Mariner. Opposing him, it's Jack Clemente, 6'3", 220 pounds, out of Florida, making his 4th start of the year.
Yeah, Jake Clemente is fantastic. I mean, out of Florida, 4th start of the season for the Whitecaps, has an ERA just above 3 at 3.09, 11 2/3 innings, just 9 hits, 4 earned runs in that time, and 15 strikeouts. He's going to be tough, but, you know, one thing I'm really excited for is these two pitchers, not a whole lot of walks between the two of them. And that last game on the 3rd of July, it seemed like just a walk almost celebration, like a day specifically for walks. There was a million in that game. So to just see some competitive pitching as well as a ton of offense, as we've seen and history has showed between these two, I think what we have on tap is going to be a fun one.
One of the themes of today may be who makes the other team pay more for their mistakes. Neither side has played perfect baseball at any stretch of the year, but the Mariners, when they've looked their most flawed, have been allowing a lot of free 90-feet increments from wild pitches, errors, walks, just the whole 9 yards. And that really does not, help a pitching staff that had an ERA towards the bottom this month. For the Whitecaps, they're a team that runs a lot, so they will force you to make some mistakes when they're up at bat. Prone to making some of their own also. In that first game, we saw especially many, many walks surrendered by the pitching staff of their own. But they have a guy who's very stingy on the mound in Jack Clemente. And I do think that the Mariners are going to have a tough task on their hands tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And, I mean, as I've said already 3 times, it's one that you might look back on and be like, that was the difference in the season. Mariners have a 3-game buffer over the Orleans Firebirds, which is the playoff cut line in the East Division. So who knows? If Orleans wins and Brewster is able to beat the Mariners, things could get really interesting. So Harwich needs to find a way to strike first, take the lead early, get the starting pitcher out of the game, and then run with it from there.
Certainly was the formula for success the last time that the Mariners came to Stony Brook. Last time for the Whitecaps, they visited Hyannis, lost 8-6 despite the efforts of Drew Farreau, who homered from both sides of home plate as a switch hitter. And before we get to our starting lineups, let's pause for the national anthem.
When you need to be seen for a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is here for you with high-quality, full-service walk-in care. ER expertise meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers and located Cape-wide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, with timely treatment in under an hour for most patients. View online wait times at capecodhealth.org/urgent care. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care. Minor emergencies, major attention.
Here at the State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Hey Mariners fans, whether you're at White House Field or cheering from home, gear up with some official Harwich Mariners merchandise. Order online or visit our booth behind home plate. See you soon, and roll NERS.